There are two types of men in the modern world. Those that simp for women and those that hate and blame women for everything. Both are pitiful. But there are some men that operate on a different level. These men are rare and never simp, nor do they hate women. What these men are focused on is their purpose, and they don't let their sexual desire distract them from their path. You see, lust is a very strong desire in men, but you will never be successful if your lustful thoughts overpower you. We will go over 6 powerful ways to control your lust. Number 1, channel your lust. Most guys don't have any control over their emotions, and this makes them a slave to their desires. They fap like a little worm, or are constantly wasting time simping over girls. Pathetic. Lust is a natural emotion, and like any other emotion, it can become a superpower if you know how to channel it. The reality is that most guys lack stoicism. When they're angry, they will break things, and when they are full of desire, they can't help but focus on women. What's crucial to understand is that you are not your feelings, and you are not your thoughts. Emotions come and go, but that does not mean you should act on them. When you control your emotions, you'll be able to talk to women without flinching, because lustful thoughts will go unnoticed. You simply let them pass by. And when it's time to work on your goals, you can use the lust you ignored earlier, and it will help you work even harder. Emotions are a source of energy, and you must choose when to use them. Number 2, set boundaries on your phone. If you follow Instagram models or take your phone to bed with you late at night, there is a good chance you will go down a dark path of porn. At the very least, you will waste time scrolling and watching girls online like a simp. It is embarrassing. Our phone is a very powerful device, useful, but it can also be extremely self-destructive. And most guys use their phones to self-sabotage. They destroy themselves with distractions. Think about that for a second. You have a phone which could be used for gaining new knowledge, networking, or making money. But most guys use it to chase pleasure instead of success. Here is what I advise every man to do. Unfollow girls on Instagram, stop mindless scrolling on TikTok, and use your bed for sleep instead of watching sexual content. Do not be cocky and think your willpower alone is strong enough to handle the temptations online. Many guys have tried, and they all fail. The algorithm is too strong. It is designed to play with your personal desires and lure you in. The only way to beat it is by setting some boundaries that you will never cross. Number 3, make a list. Clearly defining your values can strengthen your resolve. When you set a goal for yourself, whether it's eating healthier or getting better at resisting sexual temptation, it helps to have a clear idea of why you're doing it. Write down the main reasons why overcoming lust is important to you, and review it anytime you feel your resolve starting to slip. For example, your list might include things like, I don't want short-term pleasure to destroy my potential. Or, self-discipline is an important part of my spiritual beliefs. I want to overcome lustful thoughts to improve my relationship with God. Whatever your personal reasons are, write them down on a list. Number 4, don't look at her. Women feel a sense of power when men turn their heads for them. Attention is their currency, and they chase it all the time. That is why you must know how to deny them of that power. Even if you feel tempted by a woman and feel lustful thoughts, you must know how not to show it. Because turning your eyes will stroke her ego and give her satisfaction. Nothing feels better than walking past a woman that is used to getting attention and not giving her a single look. Do not misunderstand it. I am not saying you should act insecure and look at the ground when a girl walks by. You can ignore her while still being supremely confident. Just to look forward or look another direction, and don't give them what they want. It will both humble her and help you with your lustful desires. Number 5. Identify your triggers. If you don't understand your desires, you can't control them. So the next time you experience feelings of lust, think about what's going on. For instance, if you realize that you've been using sexual thoughts or behaviors to cope with stress, set an intention to find new coping methods and form healthier habits. You may realize those lustful thoughts show up more when you're bored. Boredom is actually one of the most common reasons why guys get lost in their sexual desires. You see, we live in times where we are so hyperstimulated that people can't even be bored anymore without their desires taking over instantly. That is why they will grab junk food or start fapping the moment they have nothing going on. My advice for dealing with boredom is using visualization. Think about your dream life. Where do you want to be? And what is the man you want to become? Boring times are perfect to get into deep thoughts. Now, it may take time to sit through boredom if you're not used to it, and your lust may be too strong. So the next best thing is to keep your mind busy. Try listening to a podcast or an audiobook while you're doing boring tasks instead of letting sexual desires take over. Number 6. Conquer goals. There are 2 main driving forces in the mind of any man. The first is the desire to conquer goals, and the second is the desire to conquer women. Fortunately for you, your mind only has space for one of these voices at a time. This means that it's impossible to distract a hardworking man that is in the flow state. No amount of sex will interrupt his mind if he is too busy conquering an objective. Imagine a soldier going to war. What do you think is going on in his mind at that time? The desire to win the war, protect his brothers, and clear the objective, or to have sex with a woman. When you are a single man, make it your sole purpose to work towards goals, and always keep your mind occupied with new goals to conquer. By the way, if you want to level up in life, don't forget to show some love by hitting the like